Hi everyone. Whoops, let me get started again. Start at the end last time. Okay, here we go. Hi everybody. This is the overview for Unit 3, Digital Literacy. And you'll see here the questions that we're going to start with. We're using this term digital literacy as a more precise term than information literacy. And when you watch the content video for this unit, you'll hear me talking about the difference between information literacy, digital literacy, and then also web literacy, which is Unit 4. So what you're going to be focusing on during this unit is getting a better understanding of what we mean by digital literacy. So you'll actually be able to define what digital literacy is. You'll recognize some of the elements of digital literacy, and this can be a bit tricky because the definition of digital literacy is different with different, quote, experts. So we'll try to narrow down on two different definitions of digital literacy and work from those two definitions. And then you'll also explore some of the challenges of utilizing digital tools for learning. And we'll also touch on the various types of literacies. And some of this information will come from the content video that you'll be watching hopefully shortly. And then from the reading that you're going to be doing and from the links that you're going to be viewing. So you'll be reading two chapters from Dustin Summey's book, Developing Digital Literacies. Those are in our folder in Canvas. I just picked two chapters because this book really focuses on professional development for teachers and how to create workshops to help teachers learn technology skills, and that's not really what we're about. So we just picked out two chapters from his book for you to read for this unit. He defines digital literacy by looking at these 5 elements. And again, I'll talk more about this in the content video for this unit, but that kind of gives you a view of what he thinks digital literacy is really about. And hopefully, as you look over this list, you're starting to see some connections between these terms and the ways we defined informational literacy in our last unit. We're also going to look at the work of Doug Belshaw, and you'll be watching a video about him explaining his essential elements of digital literacies. They look different than Summey's elements of digital literacy. Here's Bellshaw's model. And you see he focuses on really a broader view of digital literacy, whereas Summey focuses on more of the actions or what you do to show that you are digitally literate. And you'll be learning more about these two models. You'll also be participating in a discussion board, as with our last units. Our 2 questions for the discussion board, the first one centers around the ways that technology has impacted literacy in ways that we can't really turn back. We're moving forward in some of these ways, and what are some of those things that you're seeing in your classroom that are the ways you're seeing technology impact literacy as far as your students and the things they read, the things they write, the devices they're using, the way they create projects. Those things are impacting the ways that we're teaching and learning in classrooms. And then the second topic for the discussion board are the 2 views of literacy that I just previously mentioned. So remember, for the discussion board assignment, you make one post that's your own idea, and then you respond to at least 3 other people. And your responses and your posts need to be of substance. And so you can read in the discussion assignment what that means to be of substance. But it's 4 posts total. So it's not 4 for each discussion. It's 4 posts somewhere between these 2 topics. And sometimes that's a little bit confusing. And then you're going to write or create a response based on what you're reading, what you're viewing. So you're reading those 2 chapters from Summey, you're viewing a couple of videos, and you can see those listed in Canvas. And then you can choose how you're going to respond. So one option is to write a 100 or fewer word summary like you did in Unit 2. Or you could create a Wordle. And a Wordle is called a word cloud. It's a collection of words that are that's created on a website, and you can read in the assignment description how to do that. So basically, you'll generate a list of words that go along with what you've been reading and what you've been viewing. Important words, not just the and those types of words, but important words that really recap what you've learned. And in your Wordle, the more times you list a word, the bigger it will show up in your final image. So Wordles are really easy to create. You can find tutorials in YouTube. You can ask questions of me. You can seek help from other people. If you want to create a Wordle, it's actually a lot of fun. It's a great way to really synthesize what you've learned down into keywords. So you'll either post your summary or you'll post a picture of your Wordle in our discussion with your small group, and then you'll respond to each other. The other thing you'll be doing this unit is picking out a favorite digital tool. And there are hundreds of them. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is to create a little description about this digital tool and how it might be used. I've made a sample for you so you can take a look at mine to get an idea. And you're going to post that in our class wiki, which is in Canvas. And the instructions for getting to that are in the assignment description. Again, if you have any trouble, please be sure to ask and I'll help you find your way there. So really anything, any kind of tool, it can be a website, it could be an app, any kind of tool that you can use with students to get information or to create things to share. Again, our second 3-2-1 assignment, and there are just 2 of these, so this is your second and last one. And hopefully you're matching up these articles with the articles you'll be using for your professional inquiry project, and that will save you some time if you can do that. You are welcome to find articles outside of the article folder that I've created, but if you want to save time, I wanted to get some good things into your hands easily, and you can find things in there to use for this assignment. And then the last part of Unit 2 is your professional inquiry project. So in the last part of Unit 3 is your professional inquiry project. In Unit 2, you designed your question. That's part 1. And we have been working on getting that hammered out. And once you have that hammered out, you post it in our discussion board in Canvas. Now that's your question. Now you're going to start looking for some resources. And so I want you to create a sample bibliography. This is not the final version. It can be changed later on if you find something else you want to use or you don't like one of these resources. And you can read in the assignment description exactly how I want you to do that. I will want you to follow APA style for making a bibliography. I've given you some examples of how to do that. I've also given you a link in our module folder for a good website for helping you to follow APA format. This is the expected format that you'll follow in our graduate program, so I wanted to give you the opportunity to practice that. As you list those resources using APA format, be sure that you're paying close attention to where you put commas and periods and italics and capital letters. That's really the key. If you can follow a model and you make yours look exactly like that model, then you'll be doing well. But you have to really pay close attention to those details. If you're having trouble finding resources for your project, please let me know. I'll be glad to suggest some things. Also, please take full advantage of the William Allen White Library. You are helping to pay for that library with your student fees. So that is a resource there for you to use. If our library has the article or book, they can either send it to you, if it's available digitally, they can send it to you digitally, or if it's a book that's in print, they can mail that to you, to your home, if you request that. If we don't own the book at the Emporia Library, they can request it from interlibrary loan from another library, and they again can mail that to your home. So it's definitely a service that I hope that you will take advantage of. There's a help line on the library website, and librarians are always eager to help, so please take full advantage of that. So there you go. Unit 3 starts on February 11th. Everything is due by February 25th. As always, please don't hesitate to ask questions, and that's it for today. We'll talk to you later.